Lights are out. 6 laps distance winner will start on the pole. Final night of the Attica ambush here. Bryce Lucius, Justin Clark on the front row here. Green flag is out. Good start for Justin Clark as he'll lead him into turn 1 and 2. Lucius to the inside of Clark. Justin Clark going to hold the advantage though down the backstretch. Cale Thomas, Cap Henry, those two going at it here for the third spot. Looks like last night all over again here as Cap Henry closing in on Bryce Lucius. These 3 cars battled it out in the top 3 last night in the A main event. Cap Henry goes to the outside and he'll get by Bryce Lucius going into turn 3 and 4. Cale Thomas in the 4th spot, trying to chase down Bryce Lucius. The 4 of Zane DeVault also right there as well. Justin Clark though leading the way. We'll come to the halfway here. 3 down, 3 to go. Justin Clark leading the way. Cap Henry in 2nd, Bryce Lucius in 3rd. Zane DeVault now got by Cale Thomas. Justin Clark has had an up and down year. 78 now looking just one more time. As 2 to go here for Clark. Cap Henry still trying to chase down the 78. Here, and you see Justin Clark right around the bottom. White flag is out. That time by Justin Clark had a 1.7 second lead over Cap Henry. Down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4, taking home your level utilities dash, the 78 of Justin Clark. Cap Henry 2nd, Bryce Lucius 3rd, the 4 of Zane DeVault. Cale Thomas, Cody Bova. Backstretch there, Brian. Good look, and you see all the differences in the wings, how these guys have their wings set tight. We talked about a lot of these guys during qualifying. Some had them in the trunk, so we'll see how it affects them here in this B main. We are clean out of turn number 4. Aiden Price with a good start, heading into turn 1 and 2. Devin Borden now, Larry Kingseed. He's going to lose some spots as Sheffer. Caution flag around, Harper around. Flag back out, not as good of a start, but Price going to get a good jump heading into turn 1 and 2 on the bottom side, as now Sheffer around, Bobby Elliott upside down. Wilson and Tanner Tecco. Top 4 made to the A main. Green flag is out. Aiden Price, Devin Borden going to lead him into turn 1 and 2. Price on the bottom, Borden up top, side by side they will go. And Tim Schaefer on the move, Greg Wilson on the move. Both of them 1 and 2 spots out of the transfer spot. Aiden Price holding on the race lead here over Devin Borden. Ryan Sapito in that 3rd spot, but that 4th spot up for grabs as Greg Wilson goes to the outside on Larry Kingseed. Greg Wilson, Larry Kingseed going at it. Tim Schaefer not far behind. We're going to have a 3-car battle here between Schaefer, Wilson, and Kingseed for that final transfer spot. Greg Wilson gets by Kingseed in 1 and 2. Holds on to the 4th spot. Schaefer around the top side here, trying to get momentum and close in on that 4th spot. Greg Wilson now going after the 0-1 of Brian Sapito. Sapito on the inside. Greg Wilson on the top. Wilson goes around the middle there in 3 and 4, trying to get by the 0-1 of Sapito. Cody Brewer now holding off the 17 GP of Tim Schaefer, going after Larry Kingseed Jr. Kingseed 1 spot out still as Greg Wilson holds on to that transfer spot. Wilson trying to get by Brian Sapito. Aiden Price in control of this one by over a 1.5 seconds. 2MD leading the way. Devin Borden in 2nd. Sapito and Greg Wilson your transfer spots right now, with Larry Kingseed Jr. on the outside looking in. Sapito around the bottom. Wilson just 1 lane higher than the 0-1. This time, Wilson trying to jump to the inside with the nose. Not going to get by. Aiden Price going to have lap traffic ahead of him here. That's going to be the 10C. Classic, right there in the same line as your race leader, Aiden Price. Devin Gordon in the second spot is Wilson now trying to go to the outside on Sabito for the third spot. Greg Wilson, Sabito, side by side out of turn number 4. Greg Wilson going to take over the third spot. The W20 of Greg Wilson gets by Sabito as Larry Kingsey holding on to the 5th spot but needs to get by Brian Sabito if he wants to get in the A main here tonight. Aiden Price in full control of this one as Greg Wilson now closing in on Devin Gordon yet. Greg Wilson starting to pick off even more positions in this one as he's already in the show, but looking for more. Devin Gordon goes to the inside of Classic, going to get by, puts Classic between himself and Greg Wilson. Wilson going to get to the inside, he'll get by Classic as well, so he's closing back in on that second spot of Devin Gordon. More lap traffic ahead for Aiden Price, but white flag in the air one more time around. Shouldn't play a factor as Sabino now gets by Classic. Gordon holding off Greg Wilson for that second spot. Down the back chute they will go into turn 3 and 4. Taking home Gaines Corporation B main. It's going to be the 2MD of Aiden Price. Devin Gordon going to hold off a strong Greg Wilson charge. Brian Sabino takes home your final transfer spot.